The Labyrinth. Taken from Walking a Sacred Path, Lauren Atras. In May of 1998, the New York Times coined the phrase, the Labyrinth movement. In 1991, the general public knew relatively little about labyrinths. From December 1991 through March of 1994, a 36-foot canvas labyrinth was placed in the majestic space of the Grace Cathedral in San Francisco twice a month. These opportunities to walk the labyrinth immediately spoke to the intuitive, imaginative, spiritual nature of the seekers from all walks of life. In the fall of 1995, the cathedral congregation and trustees dedicated the outdoor terrazzo stone labyrinth in the meditation garden. This was the first labyrinth to be installed in permanent form in the Western Hemisphere in 600 years. Over the last decade, this powerful blueprint for transformation has moved from being seen as an oddity to being embraced as an experience in practical spirituality. In 1996, the Worldwide Labyrinth Project began. The mission of the first stage of this project was to pepper the planet with labyrinths. I have found that people need a brief, non-intellectual introduction to labyrinths and a few guidelines for walking it so they feel free to return on their own. In outlining the process that unfolds during a labyrinth walk, I use the 3 R's: releasing, receiving, returning. The labyrinth can be used as a path of prayer in a church, a tool to reduce stress in a hospital, or as a team-building activity in a corporate setting. The labyrinth serves as a sacred container. The clear physical boundaries of the pattern, which contain both the circle and the spiral, offer a feeling of safety. This container is more powerful when we add community. New emotions, unique thoughts, and a sense of being at one with others can enter our awareness. There are 2 main ways to use the labyrinth: meditative walking and ritual or ceremonial use. There are 3 areas that the labyrinth can address, and they are healing, specifically psychospiritual, self-knowledge, now called shadow work, and co-creation, now called soul assignment. Initiation and initiatory rituals are becoming a popular way to use the labyrinth. They are effective in helping us move through important transitions in our lives. A person going through a divorce may walk it on the day she receives her final legal papers. An employee may walk it on the first day of his new job. Many women share a ritual experience with their community of friends on their 16th birthdays when women become crones. There is no right or wrong way to walk a labyrinth. There are as many ways to experience a labyrinth as there are labyrinth walkers, and to leave this experience free of shoulds and expectations is important. This places the responsibility upon walkers to use the labyrinth in the way they need to, rather than following someone else's method that may not address the reason they were drawn to the labyrinth in the first place. The labyrinth movement can be traced back to the 1970s in Germany and the 80s in Italy. Labyrinth revivals occur when cultures are redefining themselves. As we move into an uncertain future, clouded with uneasiness, we need the soothing act of walking the labyrinth to support ourselves and knit our communities together. The labyrinth experience can provide a bridge between people of all ages, all races, and different religious traditions. Since labyrinth walking is usually a nonverbal activity that can be shared by many people at the same time, it allows people to connect through the activity of walking rather than talking. This builds relationships before words can tear them apart. Labyrinth walking supports flow, not force, cooperation, not competition. Labyrinth walking offers a vision for how people can live together in harmony and provides an experience of it as well. Labyrinths are a subset of the mandala, which is the Sanskrit word for circle. Labyrinths can help us to redirect and ignite new energies for living full, creative lives. They can help us meet the challenge to find ways to be of service to something greater than ourselves. The labyrinth teaches us that if we keep putting one foot in front of the other, we can quiet the mind and find our center. The journey may be difficult, and the lesson is to trust the path. We all need strength for the journey.